a butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lakelands for the eagerly awaited AIL Division 1A game between Terenure College RFC and Lansdowne Football Club. I'm delighted to welcome my co-commentator today, Connor Pender, our stats guru, who will be joining me here today. We'll just go through the two teams, and Connor will read out the Lansdowne team first there.
So number 1 for Lansdowne, Ben Popplewell. Number 2, Ty McElroy. Number 3, Temi Lasisi. Number 4, Rory Clark. Number 5, Jack Dwan. Number 6, Clive Ross. Number 7, Liam Forster. Number 8, and captain Jack O'Sullivan. Number 9, James Kenny. Number 10, Stephen Madigan. Number 11, Michael Sylvester. Number 12, Tom Monaghan. Number 13, Killian Redmond. Number 14, Peter Sullivan. Number 15, Dan McAvoy, with replacements of 16, Jamie Kavanagh, 17, Adam Boland, 18, James Doyle, 19, Dan Murphy, 20, Jack Connolly, and 21, Liam O'Sullivan.
Thank you, Connor. And Terenure lineup: Adam LeGroux, 15, Keelan Dooley, 14, Colin DeButley, 13, Peter Sylvester, 12, Craig Adams, 11, Colin Smith, 10, Alan Benny, 9, Campbell Classen, 1, Levi Vaughan, 2, Adam Chute, 3, Harrison Brewer, captain, 4, Mike O'Melia, 5, Adam Melia, 6, Luke Clohey, 7, and Jordan Coughlin, 8, with the bench of Robbie Smith, Andrew Keating, Matthew Caffrey, Niall Lawler, Conor McKeown, and Stephen O'Neill. The Lansdowne have just come out to the pitch now, and one thing we should notice is that the jersey being worn by Terenure today, Connor. Very impressive looking jersey.
Yeah, very impressive jersey, Moggy, and for a great cause, of course, as well. The jerseys are being auctioned off after the match. One was auctioned there actually before the match at the lunch. Jordan Coughlin's jersey was auctioned for €200, and they're being auctioned in aid of two great causes: the Children's Health Foundation and Childline. So yeah, two really good causes, really good charities. So hopefully we can make plenty of money for those charities.
And if you like, you can put a bid in online during the game. And in the middle we've Andrew Cole, who's Terenure have been familiar with this week, where he refereed the Senior Cup team at Clongowes over those 2 first-round games. Stephen Madigan about to kick off for Lansdowne. There was talk that Charlie Tector might be available. He was due on the bench, but I think he was pulled out yesterday.
Yeah, Moggy, I noticed there as well. Lansdowne number 11, Michael Sylvester, seems to have withdrawn from the starting 15. I know we saw him doing a fitness test there in front of us just before the lads went in. It looks like Liam O'Sullivan has come in his place, number 21.
Thank you, Connor, and a great take from Adam Melia. And it's great to see Adam Melia get a start in the AIL. I think it's his first start this season. Fortunately, Colin Boomer's out injured, but Adam has been performing excellently well for the seconds all year under the tutelage of our own Michael Mooney. Adam on the ball again. Lanza did well to slow the ball down. Good play by Harrison. Nice offload. Good pass by Colin out to Jordan Coughlin, who's very impressive last week up in Ballynahinch.
Just looked like a high tackle there early on, Moggy. I noticed it's interesting to see Lansdowne on their first possession, kind of obviously looking to use the hill and the wind there as they try to kick it. So it's interesting to see that they're going with those tactics early on, looking for some territory.
In fairness to Lansdowne, they've a couple of impressive results recently, particularly last weekend when they turned over Cork Con at home. So they're coming on a surge for the second half of the season. So today's game is very important for both sides, as is every game that's going on around the country today in the AIL. It's in all divisions, all the games are tight and all mean something, which is what the league should be. Just have a little bit of a break here for Jordan is down. Thankfully, he's back up on his feet. Keelan Dooley's just come back from a couple of weeks injured, so it's great to see him back on the pitch.
What you make of his new pink boots, Moggy?
I think they're very impressive. Actually, I think I've a pair of them myself, so I'm not going to say that they don't work. It depends who's wearing them. Obviously, you need the legs, which thankfully I have and Keelan has, but I don't think your bandy legs would work with the pimp boots, Connor. But I'll let people be the judge of that. Lovely pass out the back by. This is great. Adam LeGroy, this is space. And it looks like Craig Adams is in for the first try for Terenure. That's a very impressive score by the Terenure back line there off that a line out.
Yeah, really good first phase move there. I think Moggy. I'd say it's definitely
Would work with the pimp boots, Connor, but I'll let.
they're probably not finishing as well as they would have liked last week. So looked really sharp there, and they'll be looking to push on from that now, I'm sure.
It's a nice way of settling into the game, all right. But as we know, we just have to keep every team. We have to keep going for the whole 80 minutes. Keelan Dooley with his first kick of the game.
I see at the exact same time Ireland have also scored to make it 12-7 in the international Italy.
It's amazing how you're so multi-talented, Connor. Would that be the word?
Yeah, a jack of all trades.
Not only is he in Lakelands, but he's actually in Rome as well, which is incredible. Don't know how he did it. We'll have to work on that, see how that happens. Most men can only do one thing at a time. And conversion put over by Keelan Dooley, so it's 7-0. Just interested to see how Lansdowne respond to this. Conditions are fantastic for a game of rugby here today, and we just want to mention our user who are over here. They played a friendly there earlier before the game against our junior selections, and unfortunately Tim Passenger ended up breaking his arms, and he's in now in A&E and James. So we'd just like to wish him well.
Yeah, it's a real pity. Obviously,
That's one. Oh, I know it's worked out in Terrier's favour, but I actually I'm mind boggled that when a kick is half blocked down that everybody's onside. I just think the rule is wrong, and because normally when a kick is blocked down, it's actually good by the guy who's blocked the kick down, but that caused Lansdowne undue pressure there, which Terenure have capitalised on, and they've got a penalty of their own.
Yeah, I think it was as a result just a slight lapse of concentration from Lansdowne number 6, Clive Ross, who obviously the ball was knocked on and then he put a foot to it, which again I think is a harsh rule on the.
Well, it's just a natural reaction that you will pick up the ball. I don't think it's cynical, and I don't think it should be a penalty.
Yeah, no, it is. It's instinct when you're out there, all right. But
it's a rule they need to look at. Good safe line by Terenure, setting up a maul. Actually, very impressed with the jersey, Connor. Looks very well.
Yeah, it's coming across very well on screen as well.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Lansdowne collapsed that maul, so we have a free play here. Colin Smith out the back. Adam LeGroux looking in as the second try there in the corner.
Second try, Moggy, and I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if the ref maybe came back here as well. See, Dan McAvoy looked like he slapped it down there on a deliberate knock on. I think the fact that Keelan Dooley got over the whitewash there might save him from a yellow card. But really good play again. Again, great set piece from Terenure. I think when the two teams played out in Lansdowne Road earlier in the season, the maul was a real point of difference, and Terenure got one up on the maul there, had the advantage and used it well going out wide.
Yeah, it's interesting to say that, because I do think sometimes a yellow card isn't given when the team scores a try, and obviously you don't want to see guys getting yellow carded, but I do think if the try isn't scored, they normally go back and yellow card the guy. So it's something that you see it happening in a lot of games. It can save you from a yellow if you actually concede the points, which is a weird one, but it happens, and it's only natural that the ref feels that you've got the advantage of the 5 points. But in certain games, and tight games near the end of game matches, the 14 men can actually affect you more than the 5 points. A superb kick by Keelan Dooley, turning into a 14-0 lead. It's interesting that the games are being played at the same time this weekend as the international. Connor, what's your view on that?
Yeah, I think it's a pity. I think the club game is just such a big asset for the professional game in the country, and we've seen so many guys who've come through and been really successful in the professional game that have come through the club game first. So I think it probably shows a little bit of a little lack of respect putting them on at the same time. But listen, it is what it is, and it's great to see there's still good numbers down here in Lakelands during the game. But I'd love to see it being ironed out in the next 12 months that these games aren't clashing. I think it's an easy solution.
Well, in fairness to the IRFU, it's the club's decision to play this weekend, and they were given the option of moving kickoffs around, which I would have thought would have been a very good idea to have this game kicking off about 4:30 today. Very good kick by Adam LeGroux.
Yeah, it's an excellent kick by Adam, and I think that's a string that he's looking to add to his bow this season. It probably hasn't always been the biggest strong point of his game, but it's something that he's been working on this season, and it's obviously paying dividends now.
As you know, I wouldn't be a great fan of kicking the ball, Connor, so I'd rather see him run.
Especially a guy like Adam, that overs line that he took for the second try is something the patrons are used to seeing down here.
It's a interesting global warming issue. I see the wind is actually blowing up the pitch today, Connor. I've never seen that that often, although it is recent times it has happened that way.
Yeah, not the prevailing wind here in Lakelands, but this will be interesting to see how it affects the game now in the second half.
As they say, the sun always shines in Lakelands, Connor.
I'm not sure our visitors would agree.
Well, to me it does.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. I'd just like a big shout out to Niall Sweeney. I think he's in the clubhouse watching the game. It's great to see you down in the club now. Ably supported by Rala, I would presume. That's good play by Lansdowne to get out. It was a sticky situation.
Yeah, clean exit from Lansdowne there. As we said, Terenure probably wanted to make more point of difference, but Lansdowne had a good one set there and a clean exit. It was actually touched on the way by, so it's a Lansdowne line out.
Yeah, it's great to see Jack O'Sullivan. I think he's been back for a couple of weeks, and Jack Luana now back in. Two really good players who've big part of Lansdowne over the last number of years. And it's great to see Dan McAvoy back in at fullback. I think a couple of weeks ago, the three brothers played for the Lansdowne J2s in Enniscorthy.
I saw that. Yeah, it's always a special occasion. Obviously, we've had it a few times here with the O'Neill brothers, but it's always great for the club game seeing brothers.
And in particularly the home club Enniscorthy of his dad, Donald, who passed away.
Yeah,
so it was great to see. Donald's a great supporter of rugby, the Rhino man, as I called him. And he certainly would have been proud of them all that time last week.
Yeah, it was a great strip over on our side here from McMelia to turn it over there. And
I just thought somebody had stripped there. Sorry, Connor. Oh, it's a knock on there. Probably. Ben Popperwell, number 1 for Lansdowne, is the son of former international Nick, who I see was behind us there on the terrace. And I just got a special message from Harrison's dad, Mike, there. He let me know how great a commentator I was there on the tech. He had stripped there. Sorry, Connor. Oh, Lansdowne collapsed that maul. It's a free play here. Colin Smith out the back. Adam LeGroux looking in his.
From Lansdowne got out of the line and put a good hit in on Colin Butler, which probably disrupted his pass a little bit. And Lansdowne have the scrum now just in front of us on 15 here.
See ball. She's up. Oh, no, he's gone. Oh. Thanks, Connor. I was getting the names mixed up there for a second. You're totally right. That's
You'd be lost without the stats, man.
Yeah, well, that's what you're here for. You always need somebody. It's like Lauren and Hardy and things. The duo. Probably Ants and Deck might be someone's up a little bit better. It's a good scrum by Lansdowne. Well played. That's a superb play. I think there's a good opportunity here. Adam McGrew's gone.
Yeah, Moggy, I think that's just when you look at the piece of defence from Alan Benny there to read the inside pass, and I think Benny, by his own admission, knew that Butts would probably be more able ball carrier on his outside. Who
It's a good scrum by Lansdowne. Well played. That's a superb play. I think there's a good opportunity here. Adam McGrew's gone.
Yeah, Moggy, I think that's
Spending some to stop you scoring a try, but that's an incredible start for
absolutely.
Terenure, and it's
I see Peter Sylvester, who also opted for the pink boots, has decided that they're not up to scratch as he changes his boots at the dugout over there.
oh yeah, is he putting on another pair of pink boots? I hope they're not mine actually, because I left mine in the dressing room.
Looks like he's gone orange this time.
Okay. Think we're getting told off here on by our technical team. Oh no, it's not. No, sorry, he's just taking a note.
Couldn't be us. Another great kick from Keelan.
It's incredible how when you can kick the converts that you with 3 tries or 21 Terenure 21 points up after 20 minutes. I know they're great to see Bosco back on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that'll be 15 minutes, Moggy.
I know, yeah, I'm just looking at that the wrong way, and it's
the clock counts down here in Lakelands, so but yeah, it's great to see.
Take by
Great to see
Luke
Bosco
Classic.
back on the scoreboard this week.
Yeah, we've been lost without him. It's very important in the back room as well. Encouraging, giving Sean a few tips on selection and stuff like that every Thursday. So, welcome back, Bosco.
And that's as I said earlier, that's string that Adam LeGrew's added to his bow, and he puts in a great 50-22 there, and that's given Terenure some really good territory on the Lansdowne 5. He spotted the space in behind and couldn't execute it much better. Well, it looks like the ref hasn't called the 50-22. I thought he had originally. Look from here that it was. It's a bit sloppy from Lansdowne at Malls.
Turned over the ball.
Turned over.
Peter Sylvester gun shows that the post is another good opportunity for Terenure to add to their 3 tries. I'll take it in by Harrison. Alan Venny takes a little snipe there, a bit unlucky not to get over. Fairness to Lands and defending this well on their own line. Jordan Coughlin on the charge. Ball is now back with Peter Sylvester. Great tackle. I think that's great play by I think he was going back to another penalty because I thought that was very good defence by Lansdowne, and I would have think they forced a turnover there, but the penalty was playing advantage.
Yeah, looks like Lansdowne had infringed before, and the ref's gone back for that one after Terenure were done for holding on there.
See Matt Caffrey coming onto the pitch.
Yeah, I'm not sure who he's come on for here, but
just trying to sneak on an extra man, are we?
In fairness, chemical croaks here, man.
Yeah, well, at least if it went to a hearing, we get away with it, wouldn't we? Although,
I'll plead the 5th on that one.
Okay. In fairness to the schools committee, they made the good call with the Clongowes Terenure. I think it's Luke Classy that maybe gone down, is it?
Yeah, I'm trying to work out where he's gone, but it seems to be Luke Classy who's left the pitch.
Obviously, he's on this near touchline.
It must be, yeah.
Jordan takes a quick tap and go. It's a very important part of the game here now. Terenure having a lot of pressure on their line, and when Lansdowne can survive this, I think they've created themselves that they've got back into the game.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of patience here now from Terenure and going through the phases.
The dreaded army is in play, Connor.
Your favorite phase of play, and they get over the line. Emma McMahon will be happy with that, and
Well, I would have thought that was a one-out runner rather than an army, so
I'll give Emmett the credit for that.
Yes, it's just something that he does work on a lot with the players.
Yeah, and Captain Harrison Brewer was pretty happy there. I think the patience paid off there. The lads were patient.
Lansdowne can survive this. I think they've created themselves that they've got back into the game.
Yeah, I think it's a matter of patience here now from Terenure and going through the phases.
The dreaded army is in play, Connor.
Your favorite phase of play, and they get over the line. Emma, like I think probably since the turn of the new year, they probably, by their own admission, haven't been at their best, and I'd say it was a real focus point for them coming into today, a massive fixture, Lansdowne at home, to get back on track, and they've definitely done that in the opening 19 minutes, and they'll be pretty happy that they've.
Yeah, the one thing I don't, people tend to panic when you lose a game or two, and I don't think, it's not always the right thing to do. I think the players and the coach and everyone around the team are always confident you get a performance today, but this has been very, very impressive.
Yeah, and I think there has been that air of calmness around the squad themselves, regardless of kind of what external parties have thought. I think the squad have been calm, that they're in an okay place, and we're just looking to get back on track.
And I think a big factor was the win the Twos had last weekend on Sunday. It sort of brought everybody into a more positive mind. And with Michael Mooney at the helm there, he guided the team to a victory.
Yeah, I think that definitely played a part in the squad morale as a whole. Really good clear outs there.
It's the unseen work that Michael does in the background that we should be all very impressed by.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice strike of the ball by Con. Down to Dan McAvoy. It's a nice break. Took the ball forward. Some good go forward ball here by Lansdowne. Taken on by Jack Dawn there. Come down the narrow side.
Stephen Madigan stepping inside, looking for a gap, Moggy. I think Lansdowne are trying to build the phases and find some way through. It feels like they haven't had much of the ball, but they're looking to hold on to it and build a few phases.
Yeah, well, in fairness to Terenure, they haven't given them the ball, so I think it's from Lansdowne's point of view, try and build some confidence, maybe get down and get some points on the board, and then get back into the game.
Yeah.
As I always say, if you're going to concede 20-odd points, concede them in the first half rather than the second.
Yeah, if there's any good time to concede them, it's early on.
As you would have seen in Donnybrook on Monday, Terenure school team came back from 17-0 down to lead 19-17. Clongowes unfortunately just lose out by a point.
Yeah, and they were unfortunate not to get over the line as well. There was it was a good effort, but I think it's definitely an improvement from the school, and they're going in the right direction. And Sean Skeen, who's coaching here today, is doing a good job in bringing them in that right direction.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of guys involved in the program itself, and I think the Junior Cup team are out next Friday against Gonzaga in the second round, and their second team had a decent win over Mary's this morning. So everything is good. The key with the cup is that people may only see the cup matches, and they lose in the first round. Everybody thinks things are wrong, but it's not. That's the cruelty and the beauty of the Schools Cup, is that you may only have one game.
That's what makes it so special.
Yeah, and cruel.
And special.
Well, it is special. Nice line out for Lands. A good break up the middle by Tom Monaghan. He's been playing very well over the last couple of weeks.
So,
unfortunately, there, a little bit of a knock on. I'm just going to give Connor a call in Rome and ask him how the match is going.
Yeah, so Ireland are 19-10 up here in Rome after 30 minutes. Bundyaki got over the line there about 10 minutes ago. I was trying to report on it, but I just couldn't stop you talking back in Ireland. So
Okay, look, just we'll be back to you there at half time. Okay. Thank you, Connor.
grazie.
Just bring me back a cornetto, will you, please? Scrum here for Terenure. I may be wrong because I haven't really watched much of the match, but it may be the first scrum.
You are wrong. I
Oh.
can confirm.
Okay.
Not often, but you are on this occasion. Be interested to see how Terenure go about this. If they'll
It's very
look to
solid
run or
scrum.
look to exit here.
Colin Smith has been very impressive all season for Terenure at 10.
He's been really good. Unfortunately,
Commentator's curse.
suffered from the commentator's curse there. With
Just as you come in, that was you.
just slightly forward pass. But
And I presume you're going to, thank me for giving you your first break as a commentator last season with the Junior Cup when I decided to let yourself and George take the lead for a cup game that I was unfortunately not able to do, which yourself and George performed very well, Connor.
Yeah, you had to outsource the contracting that day, and I think ended up performing so well that you couldn't get your seat back, Moggs.
Well, I was injured.
So I presume that's why you're not letting me talk too much today.
I know I was a little bit injured. That's why I couldn't come back in time. Lansdowne with the put in on the Terenure 10-yard. It's a turnover. One against the head. Out to Craig on the wing. Great feet by Craig.
You'd step you in a phone box, Craig Adams. Wait then.
That's good play. Well done by Adam LeGrew. The continuity is impressive. Peter Sylvester off to leave. A great offload.
It's really impressive pace on the ball here. I think our breakdown's been really good and giving us good clean ball.
Unluckily there. We'll go back for a penalty to Terenure.
Yeah, I think as I said, Ternure's go forward ball has been really good. They turned over the scrum there inside their own half and made some good ground. It was unfortunate the knock on. I think the pass was on, but we just
the continuity is impressive. Peter Sylvester off to leave. A great offload.
It's really impressive pace on the ball here. I think our breakdown's been really good and giving us good clean ball.
Unluckily there. We'll go back for names. It's very hard to read the numbers and some on the stripes.
Yeah, I'm not sure James will be buying you a pint inside after Moggy, but listen,
I'm old school. I like the white background with the black number on it.
It is nice. We could maybe get the white diamond back on the back of the jersey with the number in it, just to make it a bit clear.
Yeah, I think so. It's just an interesting decision. Keelan Dooley's going to have a kick from more or less the halfway line.
Yeah, just inside his own half, and we know he's got the legs for this. He's
definitely got the legs.
He's got a big boot on him.
It wasn't too dissimilar to College Park last year.
Yeah, he is.
Where he won the game at the last kick of the match.
He's a bit of a habit of doing that now, doesn't he?
Incredibly strong place kicker. That's amazing kick.
Yeah, really good kick from about 42 meters, and probably had a bit of change there as well to go back another meter or two. And the amazing thing I find, Moggy, is he didn't even look like he was trying to kick it hard. He just stroked it over from half court.
Incredible. A bit like yourself, Connor.
Yeah.
Have you given him a few tips?
I can't say I taught him everything I know, but I definitely taught him everything he knows.
Well, with the wind going up the pitch, it was probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, I think a sensible choice there, and it probably showed maturity from Terenure to just keep the scoreboard ticking over. It's been a few minutes since it's been 7 or 8 minutes since the last score, so I'd say they just want to get get more points on the board and keep the scoreboard ticking in the right direction.
Lansdowne put into the Terenure 20, probably the first visit to the Terenure 22.
I think it is the first visit to 22, and they're kind of at a stage in the match now, Moggy, where they probably feel like they need to come out of it with something here. Or
Good line out. And certainly the objective would be to get back into the game and maybe get into a situation where they could get the 4 tries.
yeah, and as I've mentioned a few times, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it's a really good maul from Terenure there, and the point of difference out there last time. It looks like it's a bit of a point of difference today as well. I see Audrey Fulham on the far touchline there, who's really progressing her refereeing career now. She refereed a few cup games last year, and I'm sure she's on the roster again today. So it's great to see her continue to progress through in the Leinster branch with her refereeing career.
Yeah, it's excellent to see. The ref just having a chat with Lansdowne guys there.
Yeah, it looks like there was a bit of argy-bargy off the ball after Terenure won them all. Like, it's probably a bit of frustration creeping into Lansdowne's game given the scoreline, and it showed there a little bit. But it's
But when you're in this type of position, sometimes you just try that a little bit too hard. Nice little kick into space. Well taken by Adam.
Really well read by Adam there.
That's it. Great turnover by.
It's a good turnover by Liam Foster there in the midfield. Bit of a groundhog 7. And Lansdowne look like
This is good. This is their first opportunity. It's good play by Dan McAvoy. And Michael Sylvester there on the far side. It's Tom Monaghan through the middle. Very good defence.
Yeah, Jordan Coughlin's not the person you want to see in front of you when you think you got a half gap, is he?
He wouldn't be the guy I'd be running into now. Good footwork. It's out the back here. Good feet again by Lansdowne.
Yeah, and a good read by Keelan Dooley in defence there. I think if he had made the tackle stick, it would have been really good. But it was a good read.
Jamie Lassie taking it up. This is the best play possession that Lansdowne have had. It's a nice pass out to Clive Ross. Good step inside. Terenure's defence is standing firm.
Lansdowne are putting phases together here, but Terenure have been resilient so far. Lansdowne are definitely making
that's good
ground.
play by Stephen Madigan. Good tackle. Good play by Terenure to slow down the ruck ball. Reline the defence.
3 tries. Yeah.
A very army-esque attack by Lansdowne, Connor.
Yeah, they must have drafted in Adam McMahon for the week and his troops.
Just very good tackle. Turnover by Terenure. Jordan Coughlin has retrieved the ball. Colin Smith back in the pocket. Great clearance. Colin Smith has been very strong for Terenure this season.
Yeah, it's good exit from Terenure, and I think really good defensive set there. Probably just caused Lansdowne to tap out a little bit with the chip through the middle, which Jordan Coughlin regathered. But I found it interesting that they tried to go out wide there because they seem to be making good ground, keeping it tight, and then went wide when they probably didn't have numbers.
And it's in the URC.
Just want to go back over to Connor in Rome and just see how the game's going, Connor.
Yeah, Ireland now have crossed the whitewash again. Troops.
Just very good tackle.
Half time. sure Italy will be looking to get a score before half time, but Ireland probably won't complain going into
And
half
what's
time.
the weather like in Rome today, Connor?
It's good. It's mild. Good day for a game. It's actually relatively similar to what we have here. Maybe a few degrees warmer.
Great turnover at the line of the game by Adam McGrew's gone again. Back on to Craig Adams. He's kicked the ball on. Probably just kicked it. Oh, what a great try. That's a superb finish by Craig Adams.
Yeah, that's
is-
a pretty incredible finish, and I think Moggy, we've got to give props to Colin de Butler here, who sacrificed himself to a game. It's actually relatively similar to what we have here. Maybe sacrificed themselves, but no better man to finish that one in the corner than Craig Adams.
Just when the things are going well, it just all bounces your way. That ball bounces perfectly at the end.
Yeah, that jersey might be worth a few quid after the game if he keeps scoring at this rate.
I would imagine all the jerseys will have gone up in value.
Yeah,
I think myself and yourselves tops are for sale as well. So I think I've a bid from Mike Brewer for €1,000. So thank you, Mike.
I'm not sure many could afford mine.
I want to wear it actually. I think probably is the more.
Thanks. No, the wind called.
Keelan is human.
It's something you don't see too often, but Dooley just took that one slightly left. 36-0, Moggy, 35 minutes gone. I think Terenure fairly set their stamp on this game in the first 35
It's
minutes.
been an incredible performance for Terenure, and fair play to all the players, coaches, and during the week things have been turned around, and it's great to see, and it's great to see us playing good rugby.
Yeah, and just as back to me in Rome, just as Terenure crossed the whitewash there, Italy have scored an intercept under the post on the stroke of half time. So that's going to be 24-17 at half time, maybe a little bit closer than Ireland would have liked.
Good out off the line and getting the ball wide out to Jordan Coughlin. The 15 channel on to Craig again. Done very well to stay up. Superb offload by Craig. A great break by Alan Benny. That's superb by Alan Benny. What an incredible try again.
Yeah, it's really good. Craig did well to get the ball away there when he looked like he was getting held up, and Benny evaded two tacklers and again selflessly handed the ball over to LeGrew to put him through, who was happy to.
Very well to stay up.
Doesn't matter.
Keelan Dooley will be looking to make
Very
amends.
similar to the kick, the previous conversion, isn't it?
Exactly, he'll be looking to make amends from that one. Pretty much the exact same position.
Shit.
He's nailed it. What a kick.
Yeah, I think Moggy, like all the best kickers, never missed twice in a row from the same place, and he's shown pretty good mental resilience there to knock that one over. But yeah, I think
The key to Mark Heine is trying to take credit for that kick, but I just think that's bizarre, actually.
my IP.
I think, Connor, that's you.
Yeah, that's my IP.
Yeah. Well, Sean Skeen, once was considered himself a bit of a roaring O'Gara in his day.
Yeah, it takes a lot of credit for Ben Healy's kicking performances from Munster, although He went pretty quiet after the European Cup semi-final last year.
And it's interesting to note that Ben Healy has now joined Scotland,
Yeah, I think he was trying
getting
to
away
find
from Sean.
as far away as he could get from Sean as possible.
That's fair enough. Well done, Ben. Lansdowne back in Terenure's 22.
Yeah, have another bite of the cherry here. Tyke McElroy just slightly overthrew that. The Leinster contracted hooker who's been released for the day to play with Lansdowne.
Yeah, he was over in England for a few years playing.
Yeah, and he came through Lansdowne in the 20s and then made a few moves and eventually ended up back.
Great take by McAvoy. Nice hands. That's a bit unlucky.
It's unlucky that Craig got the ball just thrown against him there as it went out into touch. It was a good piece of defence again.
Lansdowne line out on the Terenure 10.
It's better that time now.
Some good go forward ball here. Terenure. Oh,
Looked like Harrison Brewer was on
he
that
was
one.
fairly close to turning that one over, I thought.
Lucky not to get him.
It's a great hit by Mike Melia.
Yeah, I think he had that one lined up from a bit out.
I think he had to pull up his socks because the younger brother Adam was playing so well. What do you think, Connor?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a bit of competition in that household. You know, they'd be sitting at Sunday dinner and it's a race to the roast potatoes. Sometimes that's the nature of that relationship. But it definitely makes the two of them better players and more importantly better people.
Ah, they're fantastic, the two of them.
Two great.
And it's great. I believe Adam's girlfriend is home from Canada.
She's home for the week, so he
So
picked her up there on Monday morning. I think she goes back this Monday, so I'm sure she's down watching the game today, and she'll be delighted that he's starting. And she might even make a bid for that number 6 jersey after the game.
well, I think he'd always told her he was on the first team in Terenure, so it just happened to be good timing for him to get a game. Is that true, Connor?
It all fell into place at the right time.
Yeah.
And I think, Moggy, we must mention a massive thanks to SherryFitzgerald Lettings who sponsor this stream. So huge thanks to Robbie Dillon and the guys in Sherry Fitz Lettings for their sponsorship today.
That's brilliant, yeah. And I think it just brings the game to people who unfortunately can't make it down here today. So
yeah, it does. And like at the moment, there's a huge amount of people living abroad, a huge amount of young people living abroad. Obviously, the Ireland game is on at the moment. People want to watch that, and for various reasons, people can't make the game. So it's great to have the streams every week. Brian Fitz, sports analysis. Obviously, are enabling that, and Sherry Fitz as well, as we said. So
Anthony, our technical advisor here,
and Anthony, our TA,
and obviously, you're getting top quality commentary. It's from myself and yourself.
Yeah, and time travel from Rome.
Well, that's the incredible thing. It's amazing what you can do now.
Technology these days, yeah.
You can actually be in Terenure. You can actually be in Terenure, not at the match, but be in the clubhouse watching the match.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Oh, lovely out the back there. It's very similar held up to where they scored from them recently. Every time Terenure take the ball into contact today, they're making that extra yard, which makes it a lot easier when the ball comes back out.
Yeah, and I think that's coming from as well, just the speed of ball out of their breakdown. Like they've been really strong.
That breakthrough
through the middle here. Look for Alan Benny, but just missed the hands there. That's half time.
Half time here at Lakelands, and Terenure 43, Lansdowne 0.
some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't wanna miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak just my mind. Oh. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind.
Welcome back to Lakelands for the second half. Terenure will be playing down towards the clubhouse in the second half. Actually just bumped into Ruby, Adam's girlfriend, who's delighted with his performance so far. So welcome to Ireland, Ruby. Colin Smith with the kickoff. Excellent kickoff. Ball's coming back on the Terenure side. It's good counter rucking by Lansdowne there. Still back on the Terenure side. Jordan Coughlin taking it forward. Bending out to Colin Smith, out the back to Peter Sylvester. But picked up by Colin to Butler. And just forced into touch there. Good defence by the Lansdowne back line there. That's Tig Macro with the throw in. Good ball. Well taken by Clive Ross. Back of the line out. Good counter maul by Terenure. Oh, good step. Lansdowne certainly are trying to get into the second half. Nice box pick by James Kenny. Adam LeGroux has the ball. Nice pass by Jordan Coughlin. Out to Harrison Brewer. Some very good offloading by Terenure in this game. Superb break by Craig Adams again. Well taken by Calvin Classen. Very athletic. A great footballer, Campbell Classen, for front rower. Well taken by Levi. It's great continuity by Terenure, taken on by Matt Caffrey. Jordan Coughlin again on the ball. He's every time that Terenure looking for someone to give the ball to, Jordan is there. This is very good play. Well out the back by Adam Chute. Another good line by Levi Vaughan. This could be isolated here. Oh. Obviously, the Lansdowne defender's hands touched the ground, but at one stage it did look like it was a turnover by Lansdowne. Penalty for Terenure, 15 yards out in front of the posts.
6.
I think Connor Pender's gone for a pizza in Rome, but he's due back shortly. It's a break and play here for an injury to one of the Lansdowne. Oh, how was the pizza?
Sorry, Maggie, I got stuck in Rome there.
What do you think? Is pineapple on pizza, yes or no in Rome?
No in Rome. Definitely not in Rome. Unless
Okay.
you want to be beheaded.
Okay.
But I'm not totally against it.
Yourself?
Not totally against it. I've dabbled, but it wouldn't be my order of choice.
Wouldn't be your IP.
No, not my IP.
Okay. It's very good attacking position for Terenure.
Yeah, great opportunity here. I'm sure they'll have something up their sleeves.
Not going to be tried.
The ball is bobbled out of that ruck. Reclaimed by Lansdowne.
Yeah, a bit sloppy there. Alan Benny tried to snipe through the middle, but I think Lansdowne had it well read.
Very good kick by Stephen Madigan.
He's one of your guys. He's one of your guys, Stephen, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good guy. Him and his twin sons of Paddy. Hooker played for Lansdowne for a long time. His brother Dave Madigan as well. They're good family. Good golfers, actually. Well, Dave is. I don't think Paddy is any good. It's always hard to see how these games will develop in the second half. It's such a big difference on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think it'd be tough for Lansdowne to come back into it, but equally it's always tough when you've such a good first half to keep that level of momentum in the second half. So it'll be interesting to see now.
Obviously, there's always a good opportunity to bring on a couple of guys off the bench. That's superb play by Terenure. Well, that was...
Yeah, it was a really good, really well-timed pass from Adam LeGrew there up the right, and Craig Adams, I think, had the right idea, trying to put it in over the top. But
fairness to Lansdowne, they defended that play quite well because that was done incredibly well, coming back the short side with the guy at the back, and they defended that well.
yeah, the timing was really, really good on that one. So just a quick run through the halftime scores in the AIL Moggy. Corkcon 10, UCD 27, Clontarf 24, Trinity 7, Garryowen 13, Shannon 17, and as we know, Terenure 43, Lansdowne 0, and Young Munster 14, Balnahinch 0.
Interesting scoreline there is the Corkcon one.
Yeah, very interesting. UCD seem to have picked up a bit of momentum. They obviously had a good win last week, and they're building on that now against Cork. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the second half.
Because I know they've been advertising for a new director of rugby next season, so it's the lads in there at the moment are doing a good job over the last couple of weeks.
I'm sure your CV went in, did it?
No.
After Barnhall, Trinity, Solihull.
Birmingham, Solihull was something to play, and Toronto Irish as well.
Of course, how could I forget?
Hey, home club of Ruby Adams' girlfriend.
Has she talked out for the women's team at all?
No, no, I don't think so. It's a good line out play by there. It's gone backwards there. Here's another. Oh, unlucky there. Colin de Butler. I would have thought it was hit forward back by a Lansdowne hand.
Here you are again, Joe.
Today's game is also doubling up as a Leinster Senior Cup semi-final, and the other semi-final includes Trinity against Clontarf, and Clontarf seem to be on top in College Park. Connor, yeah.
Yeah, on top at half time there, but as I said, there's plenty of time left. Coming off the bench here for Terenure, we have Andrew Keating on for I'm not sure which one of the lads is making way here.
I think it's Campbell.
On for Campbell Classen and Niall Lawler on for Jordan Cocker. Great to see Niall back in the team after a few weeks injury. We also have Colin de Butler has made way, and Stephen O'Neill has come on for his 101st AIL cap for Terenure, which is
It's an incredible achievement.
pretty impressive.
And he's in the number 13 jersey today.
Stephen's wearing the 13, is he?
While he's playing 13.
He's playing number 13, yeah.
Something he would have excelled at, position he excelled at school.
Yeah, that was always his position coming up in school, and when he broke through to the first team as well, would have played a lot of outside centre. So I'm sure he feels pretty at home there.
Special mention for Niall Lawler coming onto the pitch there. Has been an incredible player for Terenure for a number of years, and it's great to see him get an opportunity this season.
Yeah, I think he'd be delighted to be back in the first team today. He played against Clontarf out there in the game earlier on in the season and made
a Leinster League game, wasn't it?
No, we played in the AIL game out there off the bench and made a pretty good impact, but picked up an injury and was out for quite a while after that. So I think he was a bit annoyed at that. So he's been chomping at the bit to get back out for the.
Fairness to all the guys who get injured, they seem to work incredibly hard to get back, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Panda, his knee hit the ground there. It's unusual for Panda to be penalised in the scrum.
Yeah, usually his point of difference.
Exactly. Nice kick by Lansdowne.
Good kick from your mate there,
Stephen. In fairness to Lansdowne, they feel their objective at half time would be to win the second half.
I see Lansdowne have made a few changes as well there. Number 17, Adam Boland is on, and number 18, James Doyle is also on. Looks like 17, Adam Boland is on for number 3, Temi Lasisi.
Well, Lansdowne have a penalty here again. Penalty for Terenure against Terenure for pulling down the maul. How are things going in Rome, Connor?
Yeah, still 24-17 in Rome. Ireland had a bit of possession on the Italian line, but about 5 meters out, but just knocked it on there. So they'll be looking to pull back. They actually did have a penalty advantage, thankfully, from the scrum when they knocked it on. So they're going for the corner here, look to put the foot in the throat and chase that bonus point. So and it was a good kick from Ross Byrne.
Another penalty at the maul for Lansdowne. Great defence by Terenure on their own line. This is an opportunity for Lansdowne to get on the scoreboard. Very well held up there over the line.
Yeah, I think Niall Lawler did really well to spot where the ball was and get hands on it. But it looks like Terenure have got a yellow card, and it's Alan Benny who makes way. I'm not sure if it was a case of consistent infringements or if it was for this particular infringement.
I would imagine it was for the consistent infringements. Wouldn't be like Alan to get a yellow.
No.
Tap and go by Lansdowne.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of variations of that recently in the professional game, but Lansdowne went for the simpler version and just a simple tap and
the
go.
more traditional version.
The more traditional version, yeah.
If Lansdowne supporters reckon they got over there, but they've got the ball back, which is good, and there's a chance.
And it's a try for Lansdowne, yeah.
That's good. Well done, Lansdowne. Get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's a good start for the second half. For Lansdowne. I'll be interested to see here. Conor McKeown is coming on. Obviously with Alan Benny being sent to the bin, and it looks like Craig there. Keep that level
for the simpler version. Well, the more traditional version. Had a fantastic game.
There's always a good
opportunity to bring on a couple of guys off the bench.
You have to leave
Superb
Keelan
play.
Dooley on the
Lansdowne
second
supporters reckon they got over there, but they've got the ball back, which is good, and there's a chance.
And it's a try for Lansdowne.
Steve. Just drifted to the left.
No joy with that one, so it leaves us 43-5. We've got about 26 minutes to go here. I think Terenure will be looking just to bring the tempo back up again now in the last kind of 25 minutes. They probably let it drop for the first 15 minutes of the first half. So
it's very hard for a side to keep going at that tempo for 80 minutes. So it's fairness to Lansdowne, they come out well in the second half. So
yeah, as I said at the start of the half, like it's hard to know what way the half will pan out. It's tough to keep that tempo up, as I say, for 80 minutes.
Great rob by Adam Mealy there on the kickoff, Connor. He's having a fantastic game.
He's been really good today.
Lovely feet. I think that was clever play by Lansdowne, in fairness, but the guy knocked that ball back.
Yeah, it was smart defence there.
Yeah.
It's gone backwards. He's fully entitled to do that.
People, the ultras beside us had a different opinion, but I think he was right. It's a very good kick.
A few of the patrons weren't happy, all right.
Great tackle. It was just good play by Lansdowne. Putting Terenure under a good bit of pressure.
Yeah, looks like a good counter up from them there. Seems to have turned that over off the kick. I think Adam LaRue probably could have passed it or cleared his lines, but wanted to have a cut.
It's a cross kick, Connor. Adam McGrew is a great take. With Stephen O'Neill.
It's an excellent take. I think he called the mark there. The ref just couldn't quite hear it. And he certainly made up for the previous turnover there. Really, really good take above the head. That's something he probably would have learnt down in Marley Park playing for Ballantyre St. John's in his youth, Moggy.
Yeah, was he a good Gaelic footballer?
Yeah, he was a good Gaelic footballer. Picked up the basic skills there, I suppose. Ballantyre St. John's won't be claiming that kick, though, I don't think.
I don't think Adam will, actually. Anza certainly have a little bit more spark to their game in this half.
Yeah, definitely, and they're looking to do
something. It's a good overlap
again.
Here. Oh, great play. And they're in again. That's a superb dummy.
Yeah, they're in again. They identified that the short side was numbers up for them, and probably as a result of the extra man, they identified that and took advantage.
Excellent try.
As I said, I think Terenure will want to bring that tempo back up again a bit.
Obviously, with the down and backward, technically down a winger, they noticed that, and this was very well exploited. Great play by Liam Forrester, number 7 for Lansdowne, and showed great speed to get through there. Well deserved try.
good pace to get through. I think he might have had a front row outside him and maybe made the right decision to go himself. No disrespect to the front row union. Not a group of guys you want to fall out with.
Well, it's not. It's certainly not. Probably they don't understand it though, which is probably what happens a lot of the time at the front rows. All they know is about to go that extra yard and contact. Contact is brilliant. Oh, just behind Peter. Knock that ball on. I think the ball was bouncing Ternire's way in the first half, so that turned it around and it's bouncing Lansdowne way. And in fairness, their pressure they put on in defence there.
Yeah, and I think there's a bit of argy-bargy here.
Well, I actually don't think the hooker is allowed to do that. But it's interesting because he's went off the pitch. But
I think the fact he's off the pitch probably means that he's all right. But it'd be an interesting one. He's obviously putting a lot of faith in his out half to find touch. I think if he misses touch, I'd say he'd have a few questions to answer with the coaches midweek in the video review.
Yeah, but the thing is, he has to wait for the forwards to come up to the line out anyway. So I just think it's creating a little issue without it necessarily having to happen, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what the rush is, to be honest.
It's a good turnover by Terenure, so get into the line out quick.
Yeah, they're obviously set and ready for that one.
There's a knock on.
Option to try and run it from there from Callum. Something that you're definitely an advocate of, Moggy.
Well, I would have felt that it was an opportunity, and in fairness to Lansdowne, they defended it well, but we did have the advantage from the knock on. How's things in Rome, Connor?
Yeah, it's at a bit of a stalemate at the moment. It's 24-17 now, but Italy had a really good patch of defence there and are getting a bit of possession of their own now. So it'll be interesting to see how it pans out now for the last 27 minutes there.
Certainly, game is not won.
No, absolutely not. There's plenty left to play for it. Ireland actually just got held up over the line there, so I think
I'd be a big fan of the Italian fullback.
Yeah, Capuzzo, he's definitely a talent, isn't he?
Oh,
he's like yourself. He's not.
But thank you, Connor. I just waited. I didn't have to say it myself.
Not vertically gifted, but he makes up for it with his feet.
Exactly. White take by Peter Sylvester. It's much better play by Terenure.
Yeah,
that's a great
Caffrey there. He spotted the gap and
he took it.
Went through it like a hot knife through butter. But Ternire's breakdown has let them down there, and I think it's something that we identified, Moggy, in the first half as a point of difference for Terenure and something that was giving them that platform to play quick ball. But I think in the second half it has kind of let them down a little bit. It hasn't been clean enough, and they're not getting that.
Yeah, but I do think in that breakdown, if you get to see it again, it's like there wasn't many Lansdowne fellas there, and the Terenure guys who drove in just fell over. And I'll be of the opinion that I don't think that's a penalty. I know you're meant to stay on your feet, but the ball has been won. There's no contest of the opposition, and it's another rule that sort of goes against you keeping the ball alive. You see a lot of the teams don't actually commit to the ruck, and if you're supporting a guy there and there's no one in front of you, you're bound to fall over and you're trying to clean it out. So.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're anticipating that clear out and there's no one there, momentum just takes you off your feet. It's there's no malice in it.
No, I definitely think it's a rule that's wrong. Law, sorry, that's wrong.
Law.
It's just much better play by Lansdowne.
Yeah, and credit to them, Dave.
That's great counter ruck. Oh, I was giving a penalty.
That's a bit harsh.
Oh, I thought the ball was out.
Scrum half rather than.
Oh, just another yellow card.
Keelan Dooley might be taking a few minutes in the bin now. He might be joining his mate Alan Benny down there. Interesting, Moggy. I know. Keelan Dooley is the squad sheriff and hands out the fines, so he'll be getting one for that. I'll be interested to see how he goes about fining himself.
I think we'll be able to work something out.
Yeah, we'll have to make sure that the auditors get their hands on that one.
It's great. And a few more change in Terenure. It's great to see former captain Robbie Smith come on the pitch for Levi.
It's great to see Robbie Smith back. His first AIL game in a while now. I know he played a bit of rugby last year. Played a bit of Metro rugby last year, but he's back in now, and He'll be looking to
Oh,
help the lads close this one out.
that was a bit harsh on that tackle, I would have thought. Yeah, we've had just a couple of injuries at hooker, so Robbie's come back and he's helping out, which is great. And with John McKee doing so well in Leinster, it's just our options are a little bit light. And Sean McNulty's gone back to play in the MRL. MRL is probably not. Is that the right name for it?
MRL, yeah.
Wow.
The Major Rugby League.
I would have thought I would have said he was in the baseball or something, or the NFL. I did it right. Here's another penalty.
MLR, I think it is actually Major League Rugby.
Okay, it was close.
Was close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, another penalty for that high tackle from Andrew Keating there.
Would have felt it a little harsh. I thought the guy was dropping to the ground, and
It's hard, but it's a sensitive area at the moment, and I think refs feel that they really have a responsibility to police it properly, I suppose, and they don't want to be held accountable for anything.
How's things going in Rome, Connor?
Yeah, Italy have just converted a penalty from just outside the 22 there, so that's 24-20, sorry, with 24 minutes to go. Peter O'Mahony is on for Jack Conan there. So they're obviously looking to bring a bit of experience onto the pitch, just like Terenure have with Robbie Smith there.
Lansdowne doing well here. Terenure defence has been quite good.
Yeah, it's been resilient, but they really need to hold this one out while they have the 2 yellow cards.
That's good play. Nice pass out. He's in again.
I see actually Alan Benny's back on, Moggy. He must have just come back on there. So he's they're back to 14 men at least, Terenure, but Lansdowne
got in for the third try, so they're certainly making a play at least getting the try bonus. Terenure defence has been quite
coming
good.
On there with the water vice captain, so I'm sure he'll have a few words to say. They need to hold this one out while they have to kick them back into the 2 yellow cards for the last 15 or 16 minutes here.
But in every game you're going to see again a certain dominance from each team, and I think it's Lansdowne's turn. And when we were on top,
I see actually Alan Ben.
The first half, they managed to convert their chances, and Lansdowne are doing the same. So it's makes for a good 15 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Strike kick by Stephen Madigan, so that's 43-19. Another try, and they'll be thinking they have a chance of getting all the points. Just Jonah go straight over to Rome to Connor again.
Yeah, Bundyacki's dotted down in the corner there for Ireland, Moggy. So they'll be hoping that they can build on that now, get another one and close out the game. That's 29-20. Good hands down the short side. Mac Hansen did well to make a bit of ground and then get the ball away to Aki.
Loose pass back. There's a time for Terenure to put the lands out under a bit of pressure. Good tackle by Harrison. I think it's important that. Great pass by Alan Belly to Adam Negru. Stepped inside. Oh, ball is sneaked out the side of the ruck. Lansdowne did well to notice and pick it up. That's a very good kick down the pitch. Craig Adams on the ball again. He's had a fantastic game. Very good defence. Much better line speed by Lansdowne in defence there. And they came up in numbers as well.
Good kick chase from Lansdowne. I noticed with Alan Benny coming back on after his yellow card, it looks like it was Callum Smith who made way rather than Conor McKeown. So Conor's gone to 10 and Callum Smith has come off. Seems like there was a bit of a late hit there on the far side on Niall Lawler.
So our two halfbacks are former Lansdowne players.
Yeah.
Very unique, I would have imagined.
Yeah. I'm back in Rome, Moggy. That Bundyaki try has actually been disallowed. Looks like there was a knock on just short of the line, so it remains 24-20 back there. Sounds like a bit of a game for the purists, that one.
I wonder if Anthony can get it up on the screen here in front of us so we can start watching that.
I'm not sure.
No disrespect to Terenure.
I'm not sure if BF Sports Analysis have the have the copyright for that.
Having Connor in both grounds is certainly a help. Robbie Smith's first line out throw. He would certainly have a Michael Van Gerwen ability in the line out, I would have thought.
Yeah, really sharp thrower at the line out, and he's shown that there. Looks like Terenure picked up an advantage in the meantime too.
That's good play now, just to settle things down and get. I'm not going to say kick it to the corner, am I?
That couldn't come out of your mouth.
No, I did good chance to tap and go and increase the pace of the game. Oh my! It's been kicked to the corner.
The kick to the corner. It's not right, is it?
No, it's not. It's just it's not great.
What's your opinion on the 50-22 rule as a ball and hand advocate?
In fairness, I think it's the best rule they've brought in because it makes the defending team have to drop a winger or fullback back, and it's a skill to kick it from a 50-22 and bounce into touch. So I think it's a really good rule.
Yeah, I think it probably inadvertently does cause more running rugby.
To know.
We say, I know we're getting told here from behind us by one of the Morrissey clan. It's, thank you, Nigel. It's a good play by Terenure with the ball.
Really good ball.
Robbie Smith.
He thought he might have got one on his return.
I think he may have misjudged the 5 yard for the try line. This is good play though by Terenure. It's good carry by Panda.
The patrons behind us reckon that our army's too slow. I wonder what Emma McMahon would have to say about that, Muggy.
I think one of the beauties of army is it has to be slow, is it?
Yeah.
It's the contacts, right? The way you turn and stuff. It actually is. I know it looks as if a guy just run into a guy, but it's very technical.
Yeah, I think it's a skill in itself.
Yeah. Oh. That was a superb turnover.
Really good turnover from Lansdowne to get over the ball there.
That's by the hooker Tig. Cheers.
And again, I think it's worth mentioning the jerseys today are being auctioned off after the match for ISPC Childline and the Children's Health Foundation. So hopefully, as we said earlier on, we'll have plenty of bidders after the match for two really worthy causes.
It's a good kick down the middle of the park by Lansdowne, putting Adam under a wee bit of pressure. She's dealt with quite well, and gives Lansdowne an opportunity to attack again. It was probably an opportunity lost by Terenure when they were on top there in the Lansdowne 22.
Yeah, good exit from Lansdowne, and they've made some good field position there. Keelan Dooley back in the fray now, and Terenure are back to the full complement. 15 men now, so that yellow card is back on
for the last 10 minutes of the game. How's things in Rome, Connor?
Yeah, still 24-20, Mogs. Italy have a bit of ball. The game's been played mostly in their half, but to no avail really for Ireland. It's still pretty tight, and the game's by no means over. Italy will certainly fancy themselves. There's 17 minutes left, and they'll reckon they can get a score.
That's who's got?
It's Conor McKeown.
That was. It's hard to know whether that's the player with the contact or the defender.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see here on the replay. I didn't think it was. There was. I think the Lansdowne 12 won the play. To no avail really for Ireland. It's still pretty tight, and the game's by no means over. Italy will certainly find Lansdowne and the 12 17 short. And yeah, I think the tackle itself is alright. He might have slipped up. Obviously, we can't see the close angle. I'm not sure if there was a head there by the looks of it. I think Conor McKeown looks like he did take a bit of a knock. So yeah, and I think it's the right call.
It's hard to know because, in fairness to the guy carrying the ball, you're always going to be aggressive in contact. It's just where your shoulder is.
Yeah,
what you lead with, I think.
Yeah, and listen, Bill Toomey's had to come on. Wow, that's a red card he's got for that monkey. It looks like
a yellow.
No, it's a
Red?
red. That's a red. It seems that the ref's interpretation of the situation is that it was a head-to-head collision initiated by Conor McKeown, the Terenure defender. So it's a red card. And listen, by the letter of the law, it is a red card. And the ref's job is to make the rugby pitch a more safe place. And I suppose he's done that by showing red there.
Yeah, it's interesting as it probably is, but I think it's quite harsh.
Yeah, no, not like. Listen, it's a harsh rule, but I think to protect the player, it's a rule that has to be there. And although we might not like it from our point of view as
Lansdowne,
Terenure fans, it's probably the
Lansdowne are
right
now in
call
for
from a
their
safety
bonus point,
perspective.
which is 4 try bonus, which is well deserved.
Yeah, it is. And as he said a few minutes ago, if they were able to get another one, they might fancy themselves to keep going, and they have got that one. So
Yeah,
Terenure need it again. I've said it every time Lansdowne have scored, but I think they just need to kick into gear again here and settle the ship a bit.
it's always difficult when you're on top of the first half. When half time comes, you see a lot of teams. It's very similar to our game with Cork Con earlier in the season.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's hard to maintain that level, but you also don't want to be letting the team back in as much as Terenure have here. It's just
So 43-24 for the purists that everybody watched. It's been a fantastic game of rugby here. Some great tries have been scored.
yeah, certainly. I don't like to be cliche, Moggy, but it's very much been a game of two halves.
Oh, it definitely has. As
And
our great commentator John Watson, who passed away unfortunately during the week, would have said.
yeah, a good Chelsea man like myself, may he rest in peace.
Cup fever. Good take.
That was an interesting kick-off from Dooley, a
Also,
spiral drop kick.
bit like a burst balloon, I would have felt.
Yeah. Back in Rome, Ireland have converted a penalty to make it 27-20 as well, Moggy. So they've added a few points to the tally, but still by no means over. Lansdowne have also made a change of their own.
Jack Connolly is in at scrum half.
Jack Connolly's in at scrum half
James Kenny.
for James Kenny, and they've also made a sub at fullback. Dan McAvoy's come off. Liam Sullivan's come off, and Dan McAvoy's moved to the wing. And we don't actually have who came on for Lansdowne.
He would have been the late call up
It's the late call up, yeah. So
for Michael Sylvester, wasn't it?
Michael Sylvester was the late pull out, yeah.
Fairly strong front row on the pitch for Terenure now, so
Yeah, there's a lot of years of experience in that front row, and with Robbie and Panda, and I think Adam Chewitt's rise over the last few years has been pretty special. He's put in countless hours, and he's got where he wants to be, and my
there's
God, no one
certainly
deserves it more.
a little bit of bulk around the midriff there on this side.
Yeah, there's a lot left to be desired for maybe athletes.
Exactly, and here we go, Terenure hoping to put a bit of pressure. Oh,
Lansdowne get the free, and they look to go quick.
I just
They want to
find
keep the
that
tempo
decision
up.
hard.
I think that's a poor decision there from Lansdowne. They went quick, had a bit of front football, and Jack O'Sullivan, for some reason, decided for a chip and chase. Moggy, I think if there's anyone in Lakelands today who disagreed with that, I don't think anyone would disagree any more than you did.
It probably wasn't the cleverest thing.
No, not something you'd.
In fairness, he
advocate.
actually took some great pressure on that.
No, yeah,
on
they
the
have.
mark.
They have
Lansdowne
made
are
it.
still on top.
They have made a net gain out of it, so it mightn't be so bad after all. Temi Lasisi comes back on there, Moggy.
Ben Popple makes way.
He's in for Ben Popple, yeah. He's looking to make an impact in the last 3 or 4 minutes here.
Loose line, well take. Oh,
Great strip from Andrew Keating there.
bit unlucky to where the ball ended up, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, the ref just missed the knock on, I think.
Great pass out the back line by Lansdowne. There's a good chance. Good defence. Good tackle by Stephen O'Neill there.
Terenure need to just keep this defensive set and keep their discipline, not give anything away. And just as I say it, they give away another penalty. It looked like Alan or number 19. I think
need Niall. Niall.
Niall Lawler even, yeah, with the infringement there.
I thought he was on the ball myself, but it's probably the ref does have a better angle.
Yeah, no one has a better view than him. Again, a massive thanks to SherryFitzgerald Lettings for enabling today's stream, and of course Brian Fitz Sports Analysis too, with our TA Anthony beside us. I don't think this could have happened without any of them.
Here. Thank you, Sherry Fitz.
Really good line out from Lansdowne. Great dart from McElroy. Perfectly timed.
Had McElroy's he's had a decent game today.
Yeah,
actually.
he's had a good game. His thrown's been strong, and he's powerful around the park as well.
The most impressive thing with Lansdowne is they kept at it. They came back into the game.
Yeah, there's been no signs of them giving up.
No.
Obviously, in the first half would have been easy. After the first half would have been easy for them to roll over, but they've come out in the second half and they only have interest in getting back into it. But just a crossing infringement there from Lansdowne, and
I don't
Keelan Dooley took care of that one in the best way possible. I think Terenure might get 10 yards here, actually, for kicking the ball away, but I'm not sure.
Didn't see what happened there.
But throwing the ball around, I think might be a slight lack of experience from young Jack Connolly there, getting into those confrontations.
I don't think there's much need for that.
No, could do without it. And the Terenure patrons are letting them know they're
and these are the ones at the polite side of the ground.
The polite side, yeah. The side you usually stand over is the not so pleasant side, isn't it?
Well, I'd be where I always go the far side where the heat is.
Where the sun shines.
Yeah, always.
You wouldn't be a regular in Amen Corner then?
No, I leave that to you, Connor. Great take by Niall. That's superb break. Oh, just needed. Looking for the offload as well.
Yeah, something we've seen a lot out of him at Metro level this year.
Yeah, under the guidance of Michael Mooney.
Yeah.
Well done. Well held on by Adam Mealy there.
Good
Adam's
decision
had a
there
superb game.
to tuck it up his jumper and carry.
Well done, Panda.
That's superb. Lawler again carrying really good.
Incredible. He's incredibly. Oh. Well, so the final whistle has been blown, and Terenure victorious 43-24, and was a fantastic game of rugby, and fair credit to both sides and to our referee,
Andrew Cole. Thanks a million, Moggy. Again, thanks a million to SherryFitzgerald Lettings for enabling this stream, and Brian Fitz Sports Analysis for providing the stream. Also, not to forget, Childline and the Children's Health Foundation, who are two great causes who the jerseys will be auctioned for after the game. So if you're down in Lakelands, get inside and put in your bids there.
Well, you may see Jordan Coughlin with his top off, so that's probably something we don't like to see. A big thank you to Brian today, and just go back quickly to Rome.
Yeah, still 27-20 in Rome. Ireland knocking on the door. We'll be looking to put the game to bed. There's 10 minutes left there, so hopefully. Oh, just as we say it, Mac Hansen in under the posts, and you'd hope that Ireland can close it out from here. That should be 34-20 with 9 minutes to go. Hopefully Ireland can close it out.
Thank you, Connor from Rome. Thank you, Connor from Lakelands, and thank you to SherryFitzgerald Lettings for sponsoring today's game. And we'll see you all in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you.
Baby, you I don't